Listen, every single one of us has a dream. Maybe for you, it's financial freedom. Maybe it's the love of your life. Maybe it's health, energy, confidence, or simply peace of mind. Here's the truth. Most people die with those dreams still locked inside of them, not because they weren't worthy, not because they didn't want it enough, but because they never learned how to turn that burning desire into reality. If I told you that you don't need years, you don't need decades, you don't even need months. You can start manifesting anything you desire in just 3 days. I know it sounds impossible, but listen closely, manifestation isn't magic. It's alignment, it's science, it's psychology, it's energy. And when you combine all three, results happen faster than you ever thought possible. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the exact roadmap. Not vague theories, not fluffy words, but the raw principles that people the impossible actually live by. And if you truly lean in, if you let go of the doubts for just this one moment, if you stay with me until the very end of this speech, you're going to walk away with a process that can shift the direction of your life. So here's my challenge to you. Don't just listen casually. Don't scroll. Don't drift off. Decide right now that this message is for you. Because the moment you take it personally, the moment you apply it with certainty, you'll see how fast your life can change. Clarity creates power. Most people never get what they want in life, not because they're not capable, because they don't have enough talent, but because they don't actually know what they want in the first place. They confuse movement with progress. They confuse being busy with being effective. They live day after day chasing vague desires that have no shape, no timeline, and no emotional fuel behind them. If you don't know precisely what you want, how can you expect to manifest it? You can't hit a target you can't see. I talk to people all the time who tell me, I just want to be happier, or I want more money, or I want a better relationship. That sounds good, but what does that actually mean? Happiness could mean a moment of laughter to one person and inner peace to another. More money could mean an extra $100 a month to one person, or financial freedom to travel the world to another. A better relationship could mean more intimacy. It could mean simply being respected and heard. The truth is the universe doesn't respond to vague intentions. It responds to specificity. And your mind, your nervous system, your energy, all of it comes alive when you finally declare something with certainty. Think about it like this. Imagine you walk into a restaurant. When the waiter asks what you'd like, you say, I don't know. Just bring me some food, bye. What's going to happen? You'll get something random, maybe something you don't even like. That's how most people live their lives. They don't place a clear order, so life gives them scraps, leftovers, random outcomes that don't fulfill them. But when you're clear, when you look that waiter in the eye and say, I want the steak medium rare with grilled vegetables and no butter, suddenly the kitchen knows exactly what to prepare. Life is the same way. The moment you define precisely what you want, you give the universe the instructions to deliver. Now, here's the key. Clarity doesn't just come from the head. It has to come from the heart. Most people set goals based on what they think they should want, not what they truly desire. They say, I should make more money. I should lose weight. I should be in a relationship. And then they wonder why they don't feel inspired. They don't manifest it, why it doesn't stick. It's because shoots don't have power. Only a burning must drives you forward. The desires that manifest the fastest are the ones that are backed by emotional intensity, a reason so strong that you're pulled toward it rather than pushing yourself out of obligation. So I want you to ask yourself right now, what do you really, truly want? Not what you think will impress others. Not what your parents, your boss, society tells you should be important. What do you want when no one else is watching? What's the thing that would light you up? That would make you jump out of bed with excitement. That would make you feel alive. Get that picture in your mind, because that's the seed of manifestation. But don't just stop there. Get specific. If you say, I want more money, write down exactly how much. Is it $10,000 in your bank account by the end of this month? Is it $1 million business in 3 years? If you say, I want love, don't just leave it floating in the air. What kind of love? What does that partner look like, sound like, feel like when they're with you? What values do they have? How do they make you feel when they're in your arms? If you say, I want better health, define it. Do you want to run a marathon, lose 20 pounds, or wake up every day feeling energized and pain? The clearer you are, the faster you collapse time between desire and reality. There's a power that gets unleashed the moment you commit with clarity. Because once you know what you want, your mind immediately starts filtering the world differently. Psychologists call it the reticular activating system. It's like the GPS of your brain. Ever notice when you buy a new car, you suddenly start seeing that exact car everywhere on the road? It's not because there are suddenly more of them. It's because your brain is now tuned to notice them. The same thing happens when you get clear on a desire. Opportunities, people, ideas, resources that were invisible to you before suddenly start appearing because your mind has been programmed to find them. But here's where most people fall short. They write their goals once, they say it once, and then they forget about it. That's not clarity, that's wishful thinking. Real clarity is when your desire becomes so embedded in your identity, so vivid in your imagination, so deeply connected to your emotions that you can see it, feel it, hear it, taste it before it shows up. That level of clarity turns your desire into a command, not a request. And when you command with conviction, the universe has no choice but to respond. So I want to give you an exercise that you can do right now. Take out a piece of paper and write down exactly what you want to manifest in the next 3 days. Not someday, not on the future, but in 3 days, write it in present tense as if it's already done. For example, don't write, want to feel confident. Write, I am radiating confidence right now. Don't write, I want more money. Write, I have just received thousands and I am grateful for it. And when you write it, don't just put words on paper, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and imagine it as real. Imagine how you'd feel in your body. Imagine the smile on your face, the relief, the joy, the excitement. That's what gives clarity power. It's not just in your mind, it's in your body, your emotions, your energy. When you live with that kind of clarity, your decisions change. You stop wasting time on distractions that don't align with your vision. You stop saying yes to things that don't serve your highest good. You start attracting the people, the ideas, the opportunities that move you forward. And most importantly, you stop being at the mercy of life's randomness because you've taken the driver's seat. You've given life a clear set of instructions, and now it can deliver. So remember this, vagueness kills dreams. Clarity births them. The clearer you are, the faster you manifest. Because clarity doesn't just tell the universe what you want, it tells you who you need to become. And when you know that, everything else begins to fall into place. Energy is everything. You can have the clearest vision in the world. If your energy doesn't align with what you desire, you'll keep pushing against an invisible wall. Think about it. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the energy of someone without them saying a single word? Maybe you felt drawn to them because they radiated positivity, or maybe you felt drained because they carried heaviness. That's not luck. That's not coincidence. That's vibration. Everything in life is energy. Your thoughts are energy. Emotions are energy. Your actions are energy, and your desires themselves are pure energy. The real secret to manifesting is not just wanting something, but tuning your frequency to match it. Most people try to manifest from a place of lack. They say, I want more money, but inside they feel broke, worried, stressed. They say, I want love, but inside they feel lonely, unworthy, insecure. They say, I want success, but inside they carry doubt and fear of failure. Happens when your inner energy contradicts your desire. You repel it. You push it away. You can't manifest abundance from the energy of scarcity. You can't manifest love from the energy of desperation. You can't manifest confidence from the energy of self-doubt. The universe responds not to what you ask for with your words, but to what you radiate with your emotions. Think about the times in your life when things just seem to flow, when opportunities, even little coincidences, lined up perfectly for you. That wasn't random. That was because in those moments, your energy was in alignment. You felt excited, grateful, certain, alive, and in that state, doors opened. Contrast that with times when you were stressed, angry, or hopeless. Even if the opportunity was right in front of you, you couldn't see it or couldn't act on it because your energy blocked it. So how do you shift your energy to align with your desires? The first step is to recognize that emotion is fuel. Your emotional state is the signal you're broadcasting every second, every day. Gratitude, joy, certainty, excitement, these are high frequency states. Fear, doubt, worry, jealousy, those are low frequency states. If you want to manifest quickly, you need to condition your nervous system to live in the higher states because that's the frequency your desires live in. Let's make it practical. Imagine you want to manifest financial abundance. If you keep focusing on debt, bills, and scarcity, your energy will be consumed by stress. That stress creates more scarcity. Instead, even before the money shows up, you have to practice gratitude for the money you already have. Maybe it's small, maybe it's not enough yet, but when you shift into gratitude, your body feels abundant. When you feel abundant, you attract more abundance. It's not about pretending problems don't exist. It's about mastering your focus so your energy becomes a magnet rather than a repellent. Or imagine you want to manifest love. If you constantly focus on the loneliness, you'll vibrate loneliness. That attracts more of it. Instead, you need to feel the love before the partner arrives. You can generate that by appreciating the love you already have around you, family, friends, even self-love. Walk through your day as if you're already cherished, already adored, already magnetic. When you vibrate love, people feel it, and suddenly you don't chase love. It finds you. And let's talk about certainty. One of the highest vibrations you can hold is absolute certainty. You're certain that what you desire is on its way. Your energy shifts instantly. You stop second guessing. You stop hesitating. You move with confidence and the world responds to that. People are drawn to certainty. Opportunities flow to certainty. Even if you don't have all the answers, the energy of conviction makes things happen faster than any strategy in the world. But here's the challenge life will test you. You'll have days when things don't look like they're working. You'll have moments when the bank account is low, when the relationship hasn't shown up yet, when the opportunity hasn't appeared. In those moments, most people let their energy collapse. They let fear, doubt, and impatience take over. That's the exact moment where alignment matters most. You have to hold the energy of your desire even when reality hasn't caught up yet. That's where the magic happens. That's the difference between those who manifest and those who keep wishing. Here's a practice I want you to try. Take just 5 minutes every morning for the next 3 days. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and bring your desire into your mind. But don't just see it. Feel it. Feel what it would be like if it was already here. If it's money, imagine the relief, the freedom, the joy of having it. If it's love, imagine the warmth, the laughter, the intimacy of being in it. If it's health, imagine the energy, the strength, the vitality surging through your body. Don't wait for it to show up to feel it now, because when you feel it now, you shift your energy into alignment, and that's when manifestation speeds up. Another powerful way to shift your energy is through physiology. Have you noticed that when your body is slouched, your breathing is shallow, your energy drops? But when you stand tall, breathe deeply, move with power, your energy rises instantly. That's not an accident. The fastest way to change your emotional state is to change your physical state. So if you're ever stuck in low vibration, move. Put on music, dance, shout your desires out loud, jump up and down, breathe with intensity. It may sound simple. Your body is the switchboard for your energy. Flip the switch and you'll flip your vibration. When you align your energy with your desires, you stop chasing and start attracting. You become like a magnet, pulling in opportunities, people, outcomes that match your frequency. And the beauty is it doesn't take years to shift. It takes a decision in the moment. The moment you choose gratitude over fear, certainty over doubt, love over lack, your energy changes. When your energy changes, your reality follows. So never forget, what you want is already out there. The question is, are you tuned to receive it? Because when your energy matches your desire, manifestation stops being a someday dream and starts becoming your reality now. Beliefs are the foundation of everything you experience. You can have the clearest vision and the highest energy, but if deep down you believe you don't deserve it, sabotage yourself every single time. Manifestation isn't blocked by the universe. It's blocked by the invisible walls you've built in your own mind. The truth is, we don't manifest what we want. We manifest what we believe. Think about it. If you desire financial abundance, but you've grown up hearing money is the root of all evil, or rich people are greedy, what's going to happen when money starts moving toward you? You'll unconsciously push it away, because having more of it would conflict with your belief system. If you crave love, but deep down you believe you're unworthy of being loved, what happens when someone truly adores you? You'll doubt them, sabotage the relationship, or walk away. If you want success, but you've trained yourself to believe you're not smart enough, not educated enough, not experienced enough, you'll stop short of the very opportunities that could change your life. Your beliefs are like the thermostat of your reality. No matter how much you consciously desire more, you'll always return to the level that your subconscious believes is safe, familiar, and true. If your thermostat is set at mediocrity, even if you get a taste of success, you'll find a way to lose it because it doesn't match your belief system. If your thermostat is set to scarcity, even if you suddenly receive abundance, you'll burn through it because it doesn't fit your identity. The only way to break free is to raise the thermostat by shifting your beliefs. The powerful thing is, beliefs are not facts. They're simply meanings you've attached to your past experiences. At some point in your life, maybe when you were a child, maybe in school, maybe from family, you made a decision about what was possible for you, and that decision became a belief. But here's the good news, beliefs can be changed in an instant. Because the moment you challenge the old story and replace it with a new one, your entire reality begins to reorganize. Ask yourself right now, what beliefs are running the show in your life? What do you truly believe about money, about love, about health, about success? Not what you say you believe, but what you feel in your gut when no one is watching. Do you believe you deserve abundance, or do you feel guilty about it? Do you believe you deserve a partner who cherishes you? Do you feel you have to settle for less? Do you believe you're capable of greatness? Or do you secretly think you're destined for average? Be honest with yourself, because you can't change what you don't confront. Now here's the key. You discover a limiting belief. Don't just try to fight it. Replace it. Your mind doesn't work in terms of deletion. It works in terms of substitution. If you've been telling yourself, I'm not good enough, and you simply say, stop thinking that, it won't work. That belief will keep sneaking back in. Instead, you need to install a new, more empowering belief. For example, instead of I'm not good enough, shift it to I am more than enough, and I grow stronger every day. Instead of money is evil, shift it to money is a tool for freedom and contribution. Instead of love hurts, shift it to love heals, love uplifts, love expands me. The moment you shift the meaning, you shift the belief. But here's the important part. You can't just say it. You have to feel it, condition it, and live it until it becomes your new default. Belief is just a thought you've repeated enough times with enough emotional intensity that it feels true. So if you want a new belief, you need to repeat it with conviction, attach it to powerful emotions, and reinforce it with action. Say it every morning, visualize it, feel it in your body, and then take small steps that align with it. Every time you act in accordance with your new belief, you wire it deeper into your nervous system. And yes, it might feel fake at first. You might say, I am abundant, while your bank account says otherwise. You might say, I am loved, while you're sitting alone in your room. But that's how all new beliefs feel in the beginning. Unnatural, uncomfortable, even awkward. That doesn't mean they're false. It simply means you're building a new muscle. Keep conditioning it, and soon it becomes your truth. And once it becomes your truth, your external world has no choice but to mirror it. Let me tell you something. The people who create extraordinary lives aren't necessarily the most talented, the most educated, or the most privileged. They're simply the ones who chose to believe something different about themselves. They believed they could when others said they couldn't. They believed they deserved more when others told them to settle. They believed they were destined for greatness when others laughed at them. And because they believed it, they took actions consistent with it, and because they acted, they manifested it. The same is true for you. The only difference between the reality you're living now and the reality you desire is the set of beliefs you've chosen to accept. Shift those beliefs, and you shift everything. Imagine for a moment if you truly believed, without a shadow of doubt, that you are worthy of abundance, love, success, and happiness. How would you walk differently? How would you speak? How would you carry yourself? What decisions would you make that you've been avoiding? That version of you is already inside you, waiting for permission to emerge. And the permission comes the moment you decide to believe a new story. So here's your challenge for the next 3 days. Become hyper aware of your beliefs. Every time you catch yourself thinking something that limits you, stop and reframe it immediately. Don't let it slip by unchallenged. I can't into I can. Turn, I don't deserve it, into I absolutely deserve it. Turn, it's not possible, into everything is possible. The more you condition those empowering beliefs, the faster you align with your desires. Because the truth is, the universe doesn't limit you, you limit you. And the moment you let go of those old, worn out beliefs that no longer serve you and replace them with beliefs that fuel you, you'll find yourself manifesting not only faster, but bigger than you ever imagined. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools you have, but most people mistake it for daydreaming. They sit around wishing for things, imagining a fantasy that feels nice in the moment, but doesn't create lasting results. True visualization is not wishful thinking, it's mental rehearsal. It's training your mind and body to experience your desire as if it's already real, so that when the opportunity shows up, you don't hesitate, you don't second guess, you don't feel like a stranger to it, you step right into it because you've already lived it 100 times in your mind. Brain doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and something physically experienced. When an athlete mentally rehearses every move before a big game, the brain fires the same neural pathways as if they were actually doing it. That's why the most successful athletes in the world use visualization daily. They don't just practice with their bodies, they practice with their minds until their outcome becomes inevitable. If it works for them on the world stage, wouldn't it work for you in manifesting the life you desire? But here's where people fall short. They don't bring enough intensity to the process. They sit back, close their eyes, and casually think about what they want, but it's fuzzy, it's distant, it's weak. That's not visualization, that's hoping. Real visualization is about making it so real in your imagination that your nervous system believes it's happening right now. You see the colors, you hear the sounds, you feel the emotions in your body, you immerse yourself fully. When you do that, your subconscious mind starts to accept it as truth. And once your subconscious accepts it, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions all align with it until it shows up in your reality. Let's make this real. Imagine you want to manifest financial abundance. Don't just picture a number in your bank account. Live the experience. Imagine waking up in the morning and checking your account, seeing the number you've been dreaming of. Feel the relief wash over your body, the smile spreading across your face. Picture yourself paying off debts, buying what you've always wanted, given to the people you love. Hear the conversations you'd have when someone asks how you're doing financially, and you can answer with pride and confidence. Let your body feel the freedom, the lightness, the joy as if it's happening now. Imagine you want love. Don't just think of a faceless partner. See them. Hear their voice. Feel their hand in yours. Experience the laughter, the intimacy, the comfort of being completely seen and accepted. Imagine walking into a room with them by your side, feeling proud, feeling connected, feeling alive. Let your heart feel what it's like to be cherished, to be adored, to be safe in love. The more vividly you can feel it now, the faster it becomes real because you're no longer chasing it, you're embodying it. The secret is to add emotion, because emotion is the glue that makes visualization stick. If you just picture something but don't feel anything, your subconscious won't accept it. When you add gratitude, joy, certainty, excitement, when you let yourself get emotional about it, that's when your mind records it as a lived experience. And once your mind believes you've lived it, it begins to create it. Now, some people get frustrated because they say, I visualize, but it doesn't happen. The problem is they visualize from a place of lack. They spend the whole time thinking, I hope this happens, or I don't have it yet. That energy undermines the entire process. The key is to visualize from the state of already having it, not as if it's coming someday, but as if it's here now. That shift changes everything. Because when you visualize as if you already have it, your body starts producing the same chemicals, the same emotions, the same patterns as if it's real. And when your inner state changes, your outer world begins to match it. Here's a simple practice. The next 3 days, spend at least 10 minutes in visualization. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and bring up the exact desire you've chosen. Step into it with all your senses. Don't just see it. Hear it, feel it, touch it, smell it, taste it. If it's wealth, imagine the scent of the new car, the feeling of crisp bills in your hand, the sound of your loved ones celebrating with you. If it's love, imagine the warmth of a hug, the sound of laughter. comfort of falling asleep in someone's arms. Whatever it is, make it so real that when you open your eyes, it feels strange that it hasn't physically shown up yet. That's how you know you're doing it right. And here's the beauty. Visualization doesn't just attract, it prepares. When you've rehearsed success in your mind, you walk into opportunities with confidence instead of hesitation. When you've already seen yourself healthy and strong, you're more motivated to act like in the real world. When you've already experienced love in your imagination, you radiate the energy that draws love in. Visualization isn't just about pulling something into your life. It's about training yourself to receive it fully when it arrives. The greatest danger is to live passively, waiting for something to show up before you allow yourself to feel the joy of it. Manifestation doesn't work that way. You don't wait to feel it. You feel it first, and then it comes. You don't wait for proof. You become the proof. That's the essence of visualization. It's not pretending. It's not lying to yourself. It's stepping into the version of you who already has what you want, so you begin to live from that state now. So understand this. If you can see it in your mind, if you can feel it in your body, you can hold it in your hands. Because once your nervous system is convinced it's real, your actions, your decisions, your focus all shift to make it so. And when that happens, manifestation is no longer a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. Manifestation without action is fantasy. You can have clarity, you can align your energy, you can rewire your beliefs, you can visualize until your imagination feels more real than your current life. But unless you take action, nothing changes. The world doesn't reward intentions alone, it rewards movement. And not just any movement, but inspired and aligned action. That's the kind of action that comes from a place of vision and certainty, not desperation or random effort. Think about it like planting a seed. You can imagine the tree, you can feel the fruit in your hands. You can believe with all your heart that it will grow, but if you never put that seed in the soil, nothing will happen. Action is the planting. It's the signal to the universe that you're serious, that you're not just wishing, you're creating. Here's the key, you don't have to know every single step before you move. Most people freeze because they think, I don't know how to get there, and so they do nothing. But the truth is, the how always reveals itself to the committed. You take one step, the next step shows up. When you move in faith, doors open that would have stayed shut if you just stood still. There's a huge difference between busy action and inspired action. Busy action is running in circles, doing things because you feel you should, exhausting yourself but going nowhere. Inspired action is different. It comes from clarity. It comes from alignment. It comes from belief. It's when an idea pops into your head, feels exciting, expansive, right? Even if it scares you a little. That's the kind of action that multiplies results. That's the kind of action that collapses time. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're manifesting financial abundance. You've gotten clear. You've raised your energy. You've built empowering beliefs. You've visualized vividly. Now comes the crucial part. What action do you take? Maybe it's reaching out to someone about a business idea you've been holding back on. Maybe it's finally posting that product, applying for that position, making that call, or starting that side hustle. The inspired action might feel uncomfortable because it stretches you, but deep down you know it's aligned with your vision. That's the action that sets manifestation in motion. If you're manifesting love, the inspired action could be as simple as opening yourself up to connection. Maybe you join a community, attend an event, simply carry yourself differently when you walk into a room. Maybe you take the first step in a conversation rather than waiting for someone else to find you. It might not be the action that guarantees. The one will walk up to you immediately. It's the action that aligns with the energy of love and connection, and that's what attracts more of it. And here's the part most people miss. When you take action, it creates momentum, and momentum is magnetic. Think of a train sitting on the tracks. At first, it takes a tremendous amount of energy to get it moving, but once it's rolling, it becomes unstoppable. Your manifestation works the same way. The first step might feel heavy, awkward, uncertain. Once you take it, the second becomes easier and the third flows naturally. Before long, you're in motion and the world responds to you differently because you're no longer sitting on the sidelines. You're playing the game. Now let's address the fear that comes with action. Fear will always be there. Whispering doubts. What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if people judge me? But here's the truth. Inaction guarantees failure. If you don't move, you already know the outcome, nothing changes. Action is the only way to create possibility. And often, the moment you move, the fear begins to fade because fear thrives in stillness but loses power in motion. The key is not to wait for perfect conditions. If you wait until everything is certain, until you have the perfect plan, until you feel no fear, you'll wait forever. Perfection is the enemy of progress. The greatest breakthroughs happen not because someone had all the answers, because they acted before they were ready. They trusted that the act of moving forward would teach them more than standing still ever could. So ask yourself right now, is one bold action you can take in the next 24 hours that aligns with the desire you're manifesting? Not someday, not when everything is perfect. Right now, write it down, commit to it, and then do it. Because the moment you act, you shift your identity from someone who wishes into someone who creates. And remember, action doesn't always have to be massive to be powerful. Sometimes it's small, consistent steps that compound into big results. Making that call, Writing that page, meditating for 10 minutes, investing in yourself, saying yes to an opportunity. These actions may seem small, but they signal to your subconscious and to the universe that you are serious. And once you prove you're serious, momentum builds. Beautiful about inspired action is that it creates feedback. When you act, you get results. Maybe they're not exactly what you wanted, but they teach you something. They refine your vision. They guide your next move. They strengthen your belief. Manifestation is not a straight line, it's a dance. You visualize, you act, you learn, you adjust, and you move again. And with each step, you're drawing your desire closer. Taking action also builds confidence. Confidence doesn't come from sitting around thinking positively. It comes from proving to yourself that you can handle it. Every time you take a step, you expand your comfort zone. You show yourself that fear doesn't own you. You build evidence that you are capable, resourceful, and worthy. And the stronger your confidence grows, the more aligned your energy becomes, and the faster your manifestation takes form. Never fall into the trap of believing that manifestation means sitting back and waiting. That's passivity, not creation. Manifestation means aligning your mind, your energy, your beliefs, your vision, and then moving boldly in the direction of it. Even if you don't know the full path, even if you're uncertain, even if you stumble. Because the truth is, the universe meets you halfway, but it only meets you if you move. So take the step, make the call, write the plan, speak the truth, start the project, lean into the unknown, and watch how quickly your world rearranges itself to match the energy of your action. Because the real magic doesn't happen in thought alone. The real magic happens when thought becomes movement. That's when desires turn into reality. One of the hardest things for people to do when they're trying to manifest is to let go, to trust, to detach from the outcome. And yet, this is one of the most crucial pieces of the process. Because when you cling, you obsess. When you keep checking the clock to see if it's arrived yet, you actually push it further away. Desperation repels. Certainty attracts. Think about the times in your life when something came to you almost effortlessly. Maybe it was an opportunity, a relationship, or a moment of success. Chances are you weren't obsessing over it every second. You weren't strangling it with worry. You were relaxed, open, certain. And in that state, things flowed. Contrast that with the times you've been desperate, where you kept asking, when will it come? Why isn't it here yet? What happened? The more you chased, the further it seemed to slip away. That's because the energy of neediness broadcasts lack. Lack only attracts more lack. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you don't want it anymore. It means you trust so deeply that you no longer need to grip it with white knuckles. You know, it's yours. You've done the work. You've gotten clear. You've aligned your energy. You've shifted your beliefs. You've visualized. You've taken action. Now it's about allowing. It's about releasing resistance so what you desire can flow to you. The truth is, manifestation isn't about controlling every detail. It's about co-creating. And co-creation means you have your part and the universe has its part. Your part is clarity, energy, belief, vision, and action. The universe's part is orchestrating the timing, the people, the opportunities, the synchronicities you couldn't possibly plan on your own. When you try to control every little detail, you choke off the flow. But when you let go, when you trust, you create space for miracles to happen in ways you couldn't have predicted. Think about planting a seed. You put it in the soil, you water it, you give it sunlight. But once you've done your part, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You trust that beneath the surface, things are happening you can't see. That's how manifestation works. You plant the seed with clarity and energy, you water it with belief and action, and then you trust that growth is happening even when you can't see it yet. The fruit doesn't show up the moment you plant, it shows up in its season. But if you keep nurturing and trusting, it always comes. The greatest obstacles people face is impatience. They think, it's been a day, why hasn't it happened? It's been a week, why isn't it here yet? And that impatience is toxic. Because every time you get impatient, you're essentially saying, I don't believe it's coming. And the moment you stop believing, you break alignment. Patience isn't passive, it's powerful. Patience says, I know it's done. I know it's mine. I don't need to rush it because I trust the timing. That kind of certainty is magnetic. Detachment also requires releasing the idea that your desire can only come one way. Sometimes you've pictured how it should arrive so specifically that you miss the opportunities showing up in different forms. You think the money has to come through your job, but it shows up through an investment, a gift, or a new idea. You think love has to come from a certain person, but it shows up in someone unexpected who's exactly what you needed. You think success has to follow a straight path, but it comes through a door you never thought to knock on. When you're too rigid, you block possibilities. Detachment means you stay open to the how, knowing the what is already taken care of. And here's something powerful. When you detach, you shift into gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you don't have yet, you start appreciating what you do have. And gratitude raises your vibration higher than almost anything else. Gratitude says, I already have enough. I already feel abundant. I already feel loved. I already feel successful. And when you vibrate from that place, more comes to you naturally. Gratitude and trust go hand in hand because both declare it's already done. I want you to imagine for a moment what it would feel like to live in complete trust, to wake up in the morning and know without a shadow of a doubt that everything you desire is already on its way, To no longer feel that tightness in your chest, that worry in your mind, that need to control every detail. Imagine the freedom of letting go. Imagine the peace. Imagine the joy of being certain even before it arrives. When you live in that state, you're no longer chasing, you're attracting. And things come to you faster because your energy is no longer filled with resistance. The hardest part of detachment is surrender, and surrender is not weakness. It's the ultimate strength. It's saying, I trust the process, I trust the timing, I trust that what's meant for me cannot miss me. And when you live from that place, you stop forcing, you stop doubting, you stop exhausting yourself. You move with calm confidence, knowing that every step, every delay, every twist in the road is part of the unfolding. So I want to challenge you right now to release the grip. If you've been obsessing over when, how, or through who your desire will come, let it go. Remind yourself you've already planted the seed. You've already aligned yourself. You've already taken action. Now trust, allow, and keep living as if it's already yours. Because the moment you stop needing it, the moment you feel whole and certain without it, that's when it shows up. Detachment isn't the end of manifestation. It's the final key that unlocks it. It's the moment you stop blocking the flow and let it all in.